welcome to another video. It's been a few months, you guys. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I actually recorded this video previously, but it sounded really fucking sad. And you know what? I'm not actually that sad. I don't know why. I just sounded like so down and drab. So I'm like, we'll do it again, okay? And we're gonna perk up, guys. Okay, we're gonna perk up. Honestly, it makes it sound like I had a bad time while I was gone. I did not have a bad time while I was away. The honest thing is that I'm just super burnt out on art right now. I know I'm showing you 2 sketchbooks today because I did 2 sketchbooks in the time that I was gone, and so you guys might be like, okay, so you did 2 sketchbooks in like what's that, 7 months? I feel like that's not being burnt out, but it is. You'll see by the contents. It's not very good stuff in here, unfortunately, at least not in my own opinion, but I did have fun making it. Sometimes I really hated it and it made me really sad, and then other times I made it and I was like, oh, actually no, that's actually kind of cute. So yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag with both of these sketchbooks. I think my biggest issue with them is that they're so small. My current sketchbook is a bit bigger. This is an Ohuhu sketchpad. It's an 8x8. And then this one is a sketchbook by Monokuro. This is a 5x8, I believe, which is, they're much smaller than I usually use, but I had them in there and I was like, I gotta use the small ones. I just gotta get them out of the way. My last sketchbook was kind of big. It was an 8x12. And so once I use a big one, I'm like, I gotta use a small one. I feel like this is too big. I had to cover up too much space. And I switched to a small one and I'm like, it's not enough space. So yeah, these are my 2 sketchbooks that I did. We're gonna go through this one first just because I filled this one out first. So we're just gonna scoot this one to the side. As I said, this is an Ohuhu sketchpad. It's actually pretty big. It's got a lot of pages in it. It's not one of those ones where you can color in both the front and the back, but that's okay. I do have some of those. I'm probably going to use one of those next because they do come in a little bit bigger sizes. That one's an 8.5x12, so I might try that one out next, but I don't know. I actually put a sticker on this one. This is a Monokuro sticker. The same artist as that other sketchbook that you guys will see the artwork for better when I tour that one, I guess. But it's just the artist that I like, and I bought their sketchbook, and it came with this sticker, and I was like, oh, a sticker, but actually it came with 2 stickers, so I was like, okay, I have 2 of them, so I could go ahead and stick one on here, and so I stuck one on here, and honestly, I still kind of feel weird about it, because I'm not, like, the best at giving up stickers, like actually putting them on things, but I do have an extra one, so it's okay. It's gotten a little bit roughed up, it's got a little bit of scratches on it, but that's, to be loved is to be changed, you know? So, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this sketchbook. Some of the stuff in here you guys have seen already because this was my sketchbook before I went on my hiatus. I guess I'll explain more about that at the end, but yeah, this is a sketchbook before I went on my hiatus. So this is from January 23rd, 2025 to April 22nd, 2025. So it only took me like 4 months to fill it out. Well, I guess technically, I guess it was literally 1 day less than 3 months, but whatever. So the first page is just a drawing of Kamal. You guys saw this. I put this in a video. I still actually like this drawing. I think it's pretty cute. The only qualms I have with it is it doesn't really look like the smoke is coming out of his mouth. But other than that, I think it turned out really cute. I used the Hemi alcohol markers for this one. And so the hair is kind of like got this weird layering effect that I don't really love. But that's okay. There's the marker bleed. I don't want to cover up the marker bleed, you guys. You know I hate that. It hasn't changed. Alright, the second drawing is just another drawing I did on my YouTube channel. You guys can find that if you want to look for it. But it's a drawing of my OC Kira, and Kira is part of a mafia family, and that she's very good at everything that she does pretty much, and so I thought it would be funny. It has like a little character quirk. She was still really good at poker, but she had no poker face, so she doesn't really win a lot of money. Like, she still wins, but it's not as much as it could be if she knew how to bluff. Some little doodles. My OC's Cricket and Kamau. I didn't really like these. I did these with Ohuhu Pupe markers, which is their water-based markers. I did like those because it's like I could fill in the color with the same line art color. I really love color-coordinated sketches, you guys. And so I like them for that purpose. I do like those markers in general, but I just didn't like these drawings too much. Some more little doodles, not really anything finished. I don't think there's anything finished in the sketchbook, but I think that's a lie. I think there's like 2 or 3 things that I finished in here, but most of it is just doodles, which is pretty normal for me. But for some reason in this sketchbook, I felt like I was really struggling. Like I said, I think it's mostly the size. Like, my bread and butter usually is comics, and I do draw some comics in here, but for some reason, for a long time, it was really hard for me to get in the flow of drawing little OC comics, and honestly, you guys, it's still kind of hard for me currently to do that. So some drawings of Vegeta and Goku, blanked on his name for a second right there. I don't know what this one's gonna be, but it's like a guy bent over. But I didn't really like it, so I didn't finish it. Some drawings of my OC Paxton, another Kira. Just, I think this was supposed to be Cricket, but then I didn't finish it. I don't remember what pen this is. It's a gel pen, obviously, but I don't know which one it is. These are some new OCs, quote unquote new OCs. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I have two OCs called Nick and Kira, who are based off a different set of OCs that I had, but placed into a Mafia AU. And so these characters are based off of that same original OC couple. I just spun them off into a detective, like a noir detective 20s AU. And so that's who these guys are. I have a lot of OCs that branch off from those two OCs. They're like the original OCs that I had like a long, long time ago. But yeah, so basically this guy is a detective, and then this girl is his client, and she wants to figure out who killed her husband, not her husband, oh my gosh, who killed her brother. Ew, that's like as far apart as you can get. Ew, anyway, she wants to find out who killed her brother, but she's dressed as a guy because she doesn't want people knowing that she's looking into the death of her brother, because she also doesn't want to be targeted. So yeah. And so maybe they develop crushes on each other. Maybe they don't get together at all. Maybe they're just detective partners. I don't know. It's not really a full-fledged story. It's just an idea. But I like her a lot. You guys know I love a capable woman. Some little one-off drawings. I was just testing out the colors of the Ohuhu Poop markers. Don't really care for either of them, but they're in yellow, so they kind of make me happy, because yellow is a happy color. Some OC stuff. This is more Paxton. That's Valentine, who was like his love interest. I don't really like this comic. I kind of hate it a lot. Anyway, more of those two. They don't have names yet. That's kind of how it goes. When I spin off some OCs from those other two, they don't have names. So I don't know what their names are yet. And this is just asking why this is just the guy asking why the girl is dressed like that. And I already explained that, so you don't need to read it. Drawings of Cricket doing some farm work. He's not really doing farm work. It's more like a farm work photo shoot. But I want to do some pink and blue sketches. I think these are also, I'm not sure if these ones are on the channel or if the other ones I do later in the sketchbook are on the channel. But who knows? These are some more little doodles. These were just one-off drawings I did for shorts. And I sort of kind of hate them. I sort of kind of hate them a lot because I was really rushing to do shorts so that way I could keep doing 5 videos per week. But honestly, you guys, I kind of really hate filming shorts. I sort of kind of hate it a lot. I used to really like doing it when I was doing like Instagram reels, just because I think I was doing bigger pieces, but something about doing these these small ones, I just feel like there's less effort, and so I don't really like them as much. But I kind of like this guy. I like his design. I feel like if his face was longer, I would like him a little bit more. Right now his face is too short, so it makes him look younger than I wanted him to look. Some drawings of my OCs. This is Cole and this is Emerson. They're also a couple, but they're also kind of hate each other. You know how that goes. Anyway, I wanted to do more color combination with pen and ink. So these are yellow and red, and then this one is green and blue, and this is just them being cute and in love or whatever. These are outfits I got from one of my fashion illustration books. I really struggle with fashion design. I feel like because I'm not a very fashion-minded person. I'm like a very much jeans and like the same sweater I wear every single day type person. So those fashion illustration books really helped me out. And so I just picked out some outfits that I thought like would fit them a little bit. More drawings of Emerson and Cole. They're also a couple. I think I said that. They're a couple, but they hate each other. Yeah, so that's just them. They got in a fight, but they're still holding hands. These are some more drawings of Cricket being a farmer or doing a farmer photo shoot. Like, there's not even any plants there, so obviously he's not really farming anything. I like these because they're the pink and blue sketches that I really like doing. A little doodle comic of my OCs, Katsuo and Duke. I have so many C/K sounds, I always get them mixed up. So that's Katsuo and Duke. Like I said, I was really struggling making comics in here. I don't think that those fine liners that I was using were helping because they are a little bit thicker than I usually use for drawing. So I think that's also partially where I was struggling. I feel like it was like an 8.5 by 12. It would have been easier. This is another Ohuhu Puke marker. I just did this drawing just fast. I think you can really see that I'm not really feeling it in this sketchbook, you guys. A lot of big drawings just to fill up the page. Some thumbnail drawings of an illustration I did with my OC Scum. The illustration I did at the end didn't really turn out the way I hoped, But that's okay. It lives forever immortalized as this cute little thumbnail doodle. And that's alright. Some more drawings of my OC, Duke. Like, I'm not filling up the paper at all. It actually makes me very upset to look at this, but that's okay. This one might be hard to see because this is more of a fluorescent color, so I'm sorry about that. These are my OCs came out in Paxton. I wanted to start doing a little bit more of OC interactions outside of the couples because I feel like I am going to be making them into a book, and so I feel like when you write a book, you have to do a little bit more character interaction than just the couples. Like, they have friends and they have families, so it's like, what does one half of the couple interact with the other half's family and friends and shit? So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see what their relationship dynamic would be like, and basically what it is they're both really smart, but they go about it in very different ways. So Paxton is very much the kind like, oh, you don't understand? That's okay, I'll explain it to you, where Kamau is more like, you don't understand? Are you fucking stupid? So yeah, that's their dynamic. Some more drawings of, this is Valentine, this is him waking up, he's very sleepy, and then this is Paxton, and they're also a couple, but I think I do have the finished illustration. I did that on my channel also, but I stuck it in here somewhere. It should be in the next couple of pages. Drawings of Cricket and Kamau. I think you guys are gonna get sick of hearing this, but they're also a couple. But yeah, they're a little bit different. They're kind of antagonistic, like Cole and Emerson are, but in a different way. I don't know how to explain it, you guys. So drawings of Spider-Man. I did this one first before I realized I actually have some other colors that are closer to Spider-Man. So I did this one and I actually kind of hate it because I feel like the blue and the pink don't really go well together. And then I added all the red in the background and I'm like, that doesn't match. And like I did the line art is red, and so then I should have made like the line art blue or something because I hate that one so much. But this one is better, I feel like. I mean, his eyes go off the sides of his head, but I don't really care about that. More drawings of Spider-Man. I also did these on my channel if you want to go see the process of those. But I don't really like any of these drawings. I was trying to draw Peter Parker and what I wanted him to look like, but I don't like those. And then these were just some figure studies of actual Spider-Man drawings. I guess they're not really figure studies because they're not really a figure. But, I mean, it is a figure, but it is also a drawing. So I don't know what you would call those, but yeah. I did this one's my favorite. It's still my favorite. I think I did that one really well. The other ones are not so bad. So probably this one and this one are my favorites. These two, this one especially, I don't really like that one, but these ones are actually pretty good. I'm like, why is that so thick? It's because it's got two pieces. Because of the piece of paper on top of it. There's that finished illustration I was talking about Paxton and the Valentine. And then that's some drawings of Emerson because I was like, Emerson never smiles. Let me draw him smiling. And I hated it. I don't like it at all. So, I mean, he should smile. Everybody should smile, right? But, yeah, I don't like that. Some more little one-off drawings I did for shorts. Again, I don't really like them too much. This guy's not so bad. But I just feel like I picked the wrong orange, so, like, you can't really see his line art too much. But the other guys, not my favorite. So drawing, I wanted to draw some of my female OCs together. So that's Jane Doe, and that's Scum, and that's Kira. They're all from different universes. She's a former assassin, she's a serial killer, and she's the second in command for a mafia family. So they're all pretty violent. This is, honestly, when I'm doing this, I'm really realizing that a lot of my female characters are pretty violent. But that's fine. I just wanted to see what their interactions would be like. But honestly, I think I did a video on this, drawing these, but I'm not really proud of these drawings. So yeah, I think I was doing them too fast. I was like really trying to like draw really fast all the time, and it's like, just slow down. It's okay. That's where I'm at currently, where I'm just like, okay, maybe it takes me 3 days to do one sketchbook page. Who gives a shit? I was really just focusing on being fast, and I really need to slow down. Some more little doodles. This is, I think, supposed to be that Peter Parker again, but I didn't like it, so I wrote ew. So is he saying ew, or am I reacting to the drawing being gross? You guys get to determine that. I do like this one, though. This is like a drawing of a little girl, I guess, and she's giggling, and I just thought she looked so happy. That's why I like this one a lot, actually. And it doesn't hurt it that it's green. I love green. This green is not really my favorite green, but it's also very cute. Some more OC doodles. This is Kamau and Duke interacting. Oh, I guess I forgot to tell you guys that they're in a werewolf story now. Originally, they were just college kids, but now they're like almost 30, and half of them are werewolves and half of them are humans. And I just thought that would be fun. So yeah, I just needed to get their relationship dynamic, what it's like in this new version of the story where they're in like a supernatural type thing. And so like the background can't be like, oh, they all just met in college, because it takes place in a small town like all good werewolf stories do. So I need to be like, okay, how did they actually know each other? Because odds are most of them did not end up going to college. So Duke and come out are childhood friends. I guess they're all technically childhood friends, except not really. But they're closer to brothers than they usually are. Than I usually depict them. Usually, I just depict them as like best friends. But now that Kamau is an orphan, he goes to live with Duke when he's a kid. So they're closer to like adoptive brothers in this iteration of the story. So yeah, then Katsuo and Cricket, also different in that same version of the story, and in that they are also closer to brothers because all of their family dies, which is not really a spoiler. That's like sort of kind of the premise of the story. So all of their family dies, and then all they have is really each other, and then the other two guys from their group, and so they become much closer than just college buddies, college roommates. So. Not that you can't be super close with your college roommates, because you definitely can, but I feel like a bond forged in trauma tends to be a little bit stronger. Oh, I didn't talk about this. Drawing of Duke and Katsuo being cute together, but I didn't really like it, so I did it again right here. I like this face better and this face better, but I don't like the proportions of his body. I think his body looks very small compared to his big ass head, but that's okay. Just drawing of Cole and Paxton have their dynamic. They're cousins, but I really like the idea of Paxton having to rein in Cole, because Cole is always ready to fight. Some more Cricket and Kamau just being cute together. This is a quote from DBZA, but I'm sure, I don't know where it's actually from. But this part is something that I added on. Drawing, you guys remember those OCs I was talking about that are like the precursors to a lot of my OCs? This is them. This is their newer designs. I like the girl, but the guy is so fucking boring. So I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm trying to figure out what I want him to look like so that he's less boring. This drawing is not canon, by the way. She wouldn't say it like that. So, not with that sort of expression. She would have like the big bug-eyed expression. Some trash and dirt, but this drawing I hate, so we're gonna skip over it. Little cute interaction between Cole and Emerson. If I go too fast, you guys can always pause and read it. I'm not going to read all of the comics because we will be here all day. This is another comic. This is Duke, even though you can't really tell until this. But it's like Duke works at an amusement park, and Katsuo really likes cute things. And Duke befriends Katsuo at the amusement park because they don't really get along when it's Duke and Katsuo. Well, it's not that Duke and Katsuo don't get along. It's that Duke pretends like he doesn't like Katsuo because he's a tsundere. But yeah, when he's in like the bear costume, he can actually let himself, be nice to Katsuo. So yeah. These are figure studies, but they're not figure studies. They're actually life drawings. I was sitting in my car and I was just drawing people walking by, but I didn't do a good job, I don't think. Little drawing, like an elf lady, but she's like, no, not an elf. What's it called? A nature spirit, I guess. I did this in marker, and then I was like, oh, I'll color it, but I didn't want to color this one because I thought it was cute. So I printed it off and colored it on a different page. This was a video that I made, but I hate it. I was using acrylic paint markers, and you guys, I really hate painting, and I thought maybe paint pens would help me not hate painting, but I still hate painting. I don't like it at all. So yeah, that's a painting that I did in my OC Cricket. And then I wanted to do another one in the style like with the hand over the camera, so I drew one of Cole, but I didn't paint it because painting sucks ass, in my opinion. But I still don't really like this drawing anyway because I'm not good at perspective. But I tried, and that's all that matters. This was also another video. I want to just do some alcohol marker sketches with these markers that I have. So I just did some alcohol marker sketches, and I actually already like these. The proportions are off because I didn't like sketch them out and like fix them or anything. But they're still kind of cute. I like this one. I like these girls too. I like the whole backstory of them being on a date. I think that's really cute. Just a page of Kira's. Didn't really fill up the page because I'm dumb, I guess. I don't know. No, you're not dumb if you don't fill up the page. But like I said, I wasn't really feeling it. We're not even halfway through, and I think the drawings get a lot better towards the back half. But Man, this sketchbook was pissing me off. More drawings of Katsuo and that werewolf AU, and it just says no personality because I feel like he has no personality. And you know what? I thought I was going to try and fix it in the sketchbook, and I definitely do not. This is another video. These are just, these are colored pencil sketches, and I just colored over them with alcohol marker, just like a flat layer. Nothing too serious. This was going to be come out and cricket in a baseball AU, but I drew the top parts of their body too big, and then I ran out of space for the legs, so they look really short. And then I never drew them again. I wrote a lot for it, but I didn't draw anything else for it. More one-off drawings for shorts. I actually like this one. I actually like this one a lot. This one, not so much. I just think she looks really cute. More drawings of Katsuo while I was trying to figure out what I wanted it to look like. This was supposed to be a chibi, but I can't draw chibi, so it looks just like fucking nightmare fuel, so just ignore that guy. This was supposed to be Katsuo discovering his powers, because in this new story where everybody is a werewolf and everybody else is a human, he's actually like a wizard or a witch or some bullshit, I don't know. A cute drawing of his face. I like that one a lot, actually. I think it looks really sweet here. More drawings of Duke, just having different expressions. This is a drawing of what is supposed to be my persona. I honestly don't know if I'm going to use it because every time I draw her, I actually feel like I don't really like it very much at all. I reworked her since this, and I still really don't like her. I mean, I like her. I think she's cute. I just don't feel like something that I would want to represent myself. I don't know, you guys. I felt like just drawing I don't know how to do a persona, you guys. I just feel like every time I draw a persona, I'm like, that's not me. And even the one that I was drawing that was me, I still didn't really feel like it was me. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what she was. This is one of my first iterations of what I wanted my new persona to look like. Anyway, drawings of Hope and James. This is based off a comic that I did them in the past, but I half-assed it, so it doesn't even look good. Some drawings of some OCs. This is those college guys that are now werewolves. I would tell you who is werewolf and who is a human, but I don't. It's not really spoilers, but I'll just keep it to myself for now. I'll tell you guys about it later. Anyway, Katsuo, Duke, Kamau, Cricket, Valentine, Paxton, Cole, Emerson. Drawings of Cricket. I think I drew this first, and I just wanted to draw some stuff to fill it in. So I just drew some faces, and then this is Cricket getting boba. And I wanted to do one for Katsuo, but I don't like this one as much. Not even a little bit. Anyway, he also has some boba. This is that drawing I was talking about, that little elf girl. Not elf girl, nature spirit. I actually did make this one into a video, but when I was making the video, I ended up crying. So I didn't end up posting it for you guys. I wasn't crying because I was sad. I was more crying because I was frustrated because I felt like all my art was coming out really shitty. And so I got kind of frustrated. So I never ended up posting that video. Even though I think this drawing is actually kind of cute now. Now that I've moved past that space in my brain, I can appreciate that this drawing is actually kind of cute. This is another one of like the OCs, but this one's Cole. He's stabbing his boba right here. I don't know why I wanted to make them all drinking boba. And I wanted to do one for my OC Paxton, and I never ended up doing it. This is a redraw of a comic that I made of Paxton and Valentine going to play D&D with the nerds. I just wanted to practice some different composition for like the panels and stuff. So I really like this first initial page. I just feel like the panels look nice, and I like this little drawing where he's like scared. And I also really like this drawing where he's got bedhead. But for the rest of it, I kind of got lazy. And so I just redrew the comic, but the paneling is a lot more boring. So that doesn't really matter too much. And then more of the comic that I didn't really end up finishing. And I was going to go like add all the hatching. Then after I did the hatching, I was going to go and add like blush and shit in there, and I never did. Some more of that comic. This is a video that I made when I was sick. And every time I'm sick, you guys, I want to draw somebody else being sick. So this is a drawing of a girl being sick, and she has cough drops, and she has tissue in her nose because she has a runny nose, and then other tissues around in her hair, and that shit is gross. But yeah, cracked lips because I think I had the flu at this time, but I don't remember. But I do like the way this drawing turned out. It's actually alcohol marker and colored pencil. It's actually been a while since I used colored pencil to like do like a finished piece. So I actually like this one. The only thing is like she has no eyebrows. That's like probably my only qualm with it. These are some drawings I did of my OC Kira. They're supposed to be Kira. They don't really look like Kira too much. I fucked up her face, but that's okay. This is actually a drawing. These are drawings I did, and for like honestly, pretty much the rest of the sketchbook is only going to be with this black pen. Just because I really fell in love. It's a platinum preppy, which is a fountain pen, but it's like a really, really cheap fountain pen. It's like a beginner's fountain pen, and I started using it because I saw an artist on YouTube said she draws with it, and I was like, I kind of like the way her lines look, and so I wanted to use it. And honestly, you guys, I like it a lot. I got some in the colored versions for my birthday. I was like, I want some more, but I wasn't supposed to buy art supplies, which is part of my goal for the new year. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I have failed that fucking goal. But at the time, I was really trying to make sure that I wasn't buying any new ones. So for my birthday, I asked some people to get me some, but I don't really like them as much as the black one. I don't know if it's that my black one is just like really worn in, because when I got it, I used it for like 2 weeks, and I kind of like really broke it in, or if that the colored ink just doesn't work as well in the fountain pen. But I find that the fountain pens that are the colored ones don't really write as well, and that they skip and dry up a lot, which I'm like, what the fuck? But the black one is still one of my go-tos. I like the black one a lot, and so this is my first time using it in the sketchbook. And then I do it some more. This is Maya. I think I've talked to you guys about Maya a lot, where I said for my college guys who are now werewolves and such, that they had a friend named Maya, and I just never drew her, and she was always supposed to be part of the story, but I just didn't know what I wanted her to look like. But now she has a design. This is Maya, you guys. Ignore the fact that she has locks. She's supposed to have braids, but I don't know how to draw braids, so for now she has locks until I figure out how to draw braids. She's supposed to have box braids, but they're locks for right now. But that's her. Isn't she so cute? Anyway, she's supposed to be with Junebug, who is Cricket's twin sister. And Cricket has a crush on Maya, which you can see right here. But Maya has a crush on June. So I just think dynamics like that are kind of fun. Anyway, that's June. I drew her in my last sketchbook tour, but then I really hadn't drawn her at all since. And so I was like, let me draw June. Now that I know what Maya looks like, I can draw June. And I can draw them together. But yeah, that's June. And this is just thought she didn't really have like an official outfit. And now that I know that Cricket wears overalls and like a hoodie, I thought it would be funny if she wore overalls and a sweater. So she's got a skirt, but it also has overalls. It's not really overalls, it's more like suspenders, I guess. And then it's over top of a little sweater. And so he's like, don't match me. But I think it's cute. I think it's funny. This is her flirting with Kamal because she likes to mess with her brother. That's like one of her favorite activities is messing with her brother, but she's a lesbian, so she's not actually interested. So the fact that Cricket is like threatened is kind of silly. But yeah, and anyway, like I said, that's Cricket and Maya, backwards, Maya and Cricket, right there. That's Maya seeing Junebug after a long time, and she's like, is your sister single? And he's like, eh. And that's just them being cute together. Where, like I said, June likes to mess with people a lot, and so she's like, oh, you have a crush on me? And Maya says yes, and she did not expect that, so she's like, what? She's like very shy when it's turned around on her. I think that's very funny. Well, not like if someone was flirting with her, but someone being like genuinely sincere, she's just like, oh, I don't know what to do with that. I only speak in sarcasm. So yeah, they're very cute. More Paxton and Valentine. I was doing some drawings for them for a height chart. These heights way off, okay, ignore them. This is just so that way I can have them to put them in digitally, so I can shrink them and make them bigger or whatever I need to do. So that's more of the height charts. Again, they don't make any sense, so ignore them. Ignore the numbers. Just look at the drawings. This is more Valentine and Paxton. This is Paxton. He just killed a guy. I think that kind of answers the question of who's a werewolf in the story. Anyway, so he killed that guy. But he does kill people in the story, but it's okay because they're bad. Man, does that make it okay? Is it okay to kill people who are bad? That's a question for your morals. That's not really a question for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't worry about that. He is technically the hero of the first novel, and the hero in the sense of like in a romance story where there's a hero and a heroine, except they're both guys. So there's a hero and a hero, and then the hero in that, you know. But not everything he does is heroic, I would say. More stuff for the height chart. I really didn't know what to draw, so I tried to draw some of my OCs, and I hated these drawings so much. A little drawing of a body. I don't know who that was supposed to be, but it's just I think I was just trying to figure out how I do proportions or whatever. More little comics. Like I told you guys, at the beginning of the sketchbook, I really did not know what to do, and I got this pen, and it was like, you're gonna figure out what to do just to use this pen. So once I got this pen, I really started to draw a little bit more comics. So there's a comic of Cricket and June, a little short comic of Kamal and Cricket just being cute together. This is Scum. This is a redraw of the first time I drew Scum interacting with Trash and Dirt. So this is a quick little redraw. I changed the dialogue a little bit, and I don't really like it as much, but that's okay. I was gonna make this into a video too. This was just me drawing my OCs in different outfits from my fashion illustration books. And the thing about this pen is not waterproof, but it is Copic proof. So I could have gone over these with Copic and it wouldn't have smudged like this, but I didn't. I went over it with my poop markers, and so it smeared all over the fucking place. And so once I did that, I was like, I actually really don't want to share this because look at that yellow. Just awful. Truly awful. I hate it. The drawings are not that bad. I mean, they're not great, but I probably would have liked them better if they weren't smeared all over the place. So yeah. It's kind of hard to explain this one. If you guys know anything about my OC's Trash and Dirt, they are not a couple. They don't like each other. They actually actively hate each other. And Scum is their roommate also, and they actually also hate Scum. But sometimes when I'm just like, well, maybe they would work as romantic partners, I draw Trash and Dirt kissing each other. But every time I draw it, I'm like, this doesn't work. I don't like it. Actually, I don't think. I mean, it doesn't make me like want to throw up. I'm just like, I don't think it works. I think it should be enemies. So I was like, well, if I draw Trash and Dirt kissing, I should try to draw Trash and Scum kissing. So I drew this little comic of Trash and Scum kissing to see if I like it, and I don't like it. I don't actually like it at all. I don't really like the ship, but that's okay. I just wanted to try it out. And then after I drew this one, I was like, okay, but what if Dirt and Scum kissed? And so I drew Dirt and Scum kissing to see if I like it. And guess what, you guys? I don't like it. It's not my vibe. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just don't like it. which is funny because I love romance. Like, I really am not like interested in romance personally, but I really like it in stories and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, they're in love. And so I'm like, this should work. One of these should work for me. I love a couple, okay, but it's not. It doesn't work for me. I don't know why. Either of them, but you'll see a little bit later in this. I'll talk about it when I get there. But anyway, some little drawings of Scum in different outfits. I really like this one. I thought that one was so cute. So I drew that one, and then I wanted to put them in a 50s AU. And so I drew them in a little 50s AU. And this is them. They're going to school together. And so Gigi, says their names, but those are not actually their names. It's Nico, Aiden, and Gigi. The only one whose real name is Gigi is Scum. Her name was Gigi before I named her Scum, and so that's her actual like birth name. But for the other two, those are not their names. Those are just names for the AU because they can't be called Trash and Dirt when they go to like regular school, right? Like they will call each other that because they still like each other in this AU, but they needed real names for like the school setting. So yeah, for this setting, their names are Nico and Aiden until I figure out what I actually want their names to be. So yeah, this is them in detention because Trash and Dirt are always fighting, and the Scum always tries to break it up, and she's like, why do you guys always get me in trouble? And they're like, because you always stick your nose where you don't belong, and then she beats them up. Some little drawings of Cricket and Kamal just being cute together. Some more Duke and Cotswold being cute together. Just little one-off drawings. I didn't even finish these. This is them going on a date. They're at the movies. But I didn't really know how to draw people sitting. And so, well, Duke looks like he's sitting, and Cotswold does not look like he's sitting, so I just gave up on it. I didn't even draw their outfits. Different outfits for Duke. I think my favorite is probably this one in the center. But the other two, I don't really care for as much. I drew his hair down. Don't like it. This is drawing in graphite pencil. I bought some graphite to see if I would like to start sketching in graphite again, and the answer is no. I already knew that I didn't like graphite, and then I used it again, and I was like, I still don't like it. It's smudged all over the place. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't like it. This is just drawing based off of a base. I don't know. I think you just Google hands base. I don't know. I don't remember what I Googled, but it's just a bunch of hands. And I just wanted to draw a girl. I think she's cute, but the rest of it I don't really like so much. This is a drawing of the boss and the inspector just being cute together. They're not together, but there's feelings there, I guess you could say. That's the boss and Levi, and he's telling Levi he has to go to school because Levi is an alien. He's never been to human school, and so he does not want to go, obviously. This is actually a redraw on this page of this little teamy guy that I've drawn a couple of times. Usually he's covered in blood because he's supposed to be eating intestines, but I got lazy and I didn't add the blood. I was like, I'll go back and add the blood later, and then I never did, so I don't hate this drawing. I actually kind of like it. And I probably would like a little bit more with the blood, but it's too late. I don't want to go back and add it in there. Figure studies. I actually like these. I wanted to draw people sitting. They're not the best, but I like this one, and I like this one, I think. I think this one is probably my favorite. I don't know. Something about his chest. I like. That sounded weird. But I like it. Anyway. Me trying to draw my persona some more until I like it. Still don't really like it. I do like this face though. I think this face is really funny. I wanted her to have a triangle shaped mouth, or I guess this is like a diamond, but her mouth is like normally it's like a little V, and when it opens up, it turns into like the little diamond shape. It doesn't really work. I feel like for most of it, I think it's too restricting, but I really do like this face a lot. I think it's so funny. I think it's so cute. Anyway, more figure studies. I like this one. This one's my favorite on this page. Really trying to get this persona down, you guys. Trying to get expressions and stuff. I was gonna draw her coming out of a kiddie pool because she's supposed to be like a water spirit, but she doesn't live in the water. She's like a lake spirit, but she at this point she had a backpack, so she was going to school. Even though I'm like way out of college, I would not be going to school, but she was supposed to be in college, and so she would like have a kiddie pool in her dorm to like help her rehydrate. That's what the idea for that was. I did not go with that idea because I'm a lazy bastard. Little doodles, Maya, and Katsuo. It says they're saying that they're cousins, but they're not cousins. You know how you have family friends, and just you don't want to be like, oh, my parents know their parents, yada yada yada. You're just like, oh, we're cousins. So they're cousins in that sense. Cricket, Kamau with their shirts off, just cause I can, I guess. Some drawing of fabric that I did. I have a book about learning how to draw fabric, and so I just copied some of the drawings so that I could learn how to draw fabric. This one didn't really turn out great, but I think I like this one a lot, actually. I liked adding the shadows. I didn't really like drawing the fabric, but the shadows were fun. So I think maybe I should focus more on shadows because I liked that a lot, actually. Some drawings of Kamau and a Mafia AU where he's an enforcer, so he's going to pull out somebody's teeth. So he's put on his gloves, and this is after he pulled that guy's teeth out. And so that Mafia AU goes in line with a bakery / coffee shop AU, where Cricket is the barista. He's part owner, but primarily the barista at this coffee shop place. And so Kamau comes in for coffee, and Cricket develops a crush on him. And so he's wiping something off on his face, and he's like, okay, bye. And it turns out that it's blood. And then he talks to Katsuo about it. Katsuo's like, the cute guy that comes in every morning had blood on his face. What do you think that's about? And Katsuo's thinking about a different cute guy that comes in every morning who was like the head of the mafia family. And he's like, he already knows about the mafia. And so he's like, if your subordinates find out, or like the guys who work at the coffee shop find out, they could be like in trouble because they could become like targets of other mafias. And so Kamau's like, not Kamau, Katsuo is like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm sure he just cut himself shaving. These are some drawings of Trash, Dirt, and Scum. I wanted to see what their colors would look like. The only one I really like is my girl Scum. I love Scum. She's very quickly becoming like one of my main OCs. My current like go-tos for drawing are Hope and Kira, but I think Scum is quickly coming up behind as my third favorite one, because she's actually really fun and really easy to draw. And so I like her a lot. I'm so glad I came up with her like last year, I think, because I actually like her a lot. I'm planning on doing an animatic with her, set to a song. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I feel like if I talk about it too much, I'm not going to end up doing it. So yeah, just know that there is a plan for me to do one with her because I like her a lot. But yeah. And so she's the only one I like on this page. The other two, they're okay, but it makes sense for her to be colorful, and I feel like the other two should not really be colorful because of their personalities, but I actually really don't like these designs too much. So I gotta go back to the drawing board. I think she's the only one who really like has personality. I don't know. More drawings of Cricket and Kamau in that coffee shop AU where Cricket gives Kamau his number and Kamau is like embarrassed about it. Little doodles. I think this is the first time I've drawn Nick in this entire sketchbook, probably because I don't like the way he looks anymore, and so I'm trying to figure out how I want him to look, and I'm struggling a lot, you guys. I'm struggling a lot. Anyway, I wanted to draw Trash, Dirt, and Scum as Mario, the Mario Brothers, and Peach, and honestly, you guys, I like it a lot. The idea is really silly and stupid, but actually I really like it. I think they turned out really cute. I mean, the drawings are really ass, but the concept is very cute. To dress up your serial killers as child-friendly video game characters. Them on a little cute couch. This is a drawing. When I was thinking about making the comic for those three as like a serious comic, what was going to happen in the story is that Scum was going to be the first of them to die. All three of them were initially, I was planning for all of them to die because they are serial killers, and so I feel like the only way for them to go out is to be killed. And so Scum was going to be the first one to die, and it was going to be sad and like really upsetting because Scum is like the most personable out of all three, and out of all three of them, Trash and Dirt prefer her than they do to each other, and so it's gonna be really sad. And so I wanted to draw that, and it kind of made me sad. But then I remembered that it's not gonna be a drama; it's gonna be a dark comedy, so that shit doesn't have to happen. Hooray! Yeah, some more figure studies. This was me. Just gonna ignore this part for a second. This is me still trying to rework that persona, doing my best. Still don't really like it. Anyway, at this point in the sketchbook, I was like, I really don't know what to draw. And so I was like, let's just get self-indulgent. Let's just do whatever I want. And honestly, whatever I want is usually to draw bunny outfits. I want to draw some guys in bunny outfits. So this is my OC Kamau, but in a bunny outfit. And he looks good, you guys. I mean, this one is not a bunny outfit, technically. This is a cat outfit. He's got cat ears and cat paws. But you know, he had to do it to him. I don't know why he's in that pose, but yeah. I think he looks cute. And more characters in bunny outfits. I was not done. I was like, I need more bunny outfits. I'm not feeling better yet. More bunny outfits, please. So it's Scum, Trash, and Dirt in bunny outfits. And I just do a little comic about what I felt like their feelings would be about being in the bunny outfits. Trash does not like it. Dirt doesn't really care. And Scum is like, yay, we're so cute. Because Scum likes to be cutesy, so I like these drawings a lot. Anyways, little short comic about Kira and Nick in a high school AU where they are rivals. At this point, they have become friends. And so everyone's like, oh, Kira, how's your boyfriend doing? And she's like, he's not my boyfriend. We're just friends. And then she gives him something. And he's like, thanks. And then he kisses her. And she's like, oh, he is my boyfriend, actually. Shit. That's just what that is. A little drawing. This is a little comic of Cricket and Maya, where Cricket tries to kiss Maya and like confess his feelings. And she's like, don't do that. You're in love with Kamau. And he's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, okay, actually, maybe yes, I am. More of that high school AU for Nick and Kira, just of them. This is when they ran for class president, and Kira ended up winning, and he's like, you can't win. Nobody likes you. And she's like, yeah, they do. And he's like, no, they don't. And she's like, okay, yeah, they don't. They just like me because of all my campaign promises, I guess. And he's like, you can't even do that stuff. And she's like, sure I can. And then she does do it, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then she got them free dress, and then she's still in her uniform, and then he's like, that's weird. And so then the next time they have free dress, she actually comes in free dress. And he sees her, and he's like, oh, she's so pretty. But then it turns around, and it's Kira, and he's like, ew! Just a little OC drawing. So Cricket, Kamau, some Paxtons, just a guy being like, ugh. These characters, you guys, you know how I was talking about? I was talking about how Scum and Trash and Dirt, and I was like, none of them as a pair make sense as a couple, and I don't like it. Well, they don't work as a couple, but I was like, but what if they were in a polycule? And I did like that a lot, but then also I was like, no, I kind of want them just to stay platonic and hating each other, because it is supposed to be a dark comedy. Not that there can't be romance in a dark comedy, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't think it's very funny when people like kiss and stuff. So I was like, no, don't do it. Even if it's tempting, don't do it. So I made these characters instead. So this is Laura, Oliver, Ollie, and then Austin. And so whenever I have like OT3 thoughts, I just put it onto them and stop trying to put it on a Trash, Dirt, and Scum, because that's not what the story is for. So that's just what these guys are. I haven't drawn them since, but whenever I have the feelings, I just do that. I just put it onto them. Some more drawings of Scum. Drawing of a girl. I don't really like it. This is a brush tip marker that I have, and I just wanted to use it. I wanted to shake things up a little bit, so I started using that one. Just some drawings of Scum, a drawing of Dirt, drawing of Trash up there. Just a little comic. It's kind of hard to read because the brush pen is so thick. So it's just about Scum is like, come meet my new boyfriend. The guys freak out because they're like, you brought a person to our apartment, which is full of like dead bodies and gross shit. And then it turns out that it's not like a live person, it's a dead guy. And they're like, oh, okay. I don't know why we thought you would bring a live guy here. That doesn't make sense. More drawings of that detective couple. Just little doodles. Wanted to draw what they look like body type wise. I was gonna say out of their clothes, but that's not what I meant. I just meant their body types. So I wanted him to be on the heavier side. I'm not great at drawing that, but I wanted to practice. And then I wanted her to be very like flat. Like she could pass for a man, so she has like no boobs, no butt, just very flat. We're getting towards the end of the sketchbook, so I'm kind of sick of it, and I'm just trying to fill it up. So just some big doodles. I'm gonna see Hope. This is just a lady. I don't know who that is. A little comic of Jane Doe. Like I said, she was an assassin, so this guy's trying to fight her, and she's gonna like fight them. And then this is her in her normal outfit, where she has like the sweater that goes up to her face. As John Doe. Just trying to fill up the sketchbook at this point. I don't even really like these doodles. I mean, this is okay. I like this face right here, but the rest of it I don't really like so much. Levi. This is a little comic of Levi and the boss, because Levi is an alien. He hasn't seen stuff like dogs, so he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's freaking out. And he's like, and the boss at this point does not know he's an alien. So he's just like, "This kid is so weird," but I guess he's sweet. More bunny people. Listen, I was not done. Okay. I drew those other guys, and I was like, well, what did the rest of the guys look like in bunny outfits? And I had to do it, you guys. I had to do it. I simply couldn't live without another bunny outfit. So I drew 7 more. And you know what? They all look cute. Love all of them. This is a drawing of James being scared for some reason. A drawing of Scum. I actually like this one a lot. I think it's because her eyes are so big. And you guys know I love a big-eyed girl. Drawing of Hope. Drawing of Levi. Just with that same brush pen. Don't know which one it is currently. Drawing of Kamal. I smeared his face. A drawing of a vampire at the dentist. He's not at the dentist, but it drew his teeth. And I was like, what if I drew a vampire at the dentist? What would that be like? And I never drew that idea. So if you guys want to draw a vampire at the dentist and show it to me, I'd love that. A face. Some hands. Drawing of Scum. Another drawing of Scum. And a final drawing of Scum. And I think, yeah, I have some drawings in this pocket. Hold on. I work with kids. So sometimes when the kids draw, I'm like, I guess I'll draw too. So drawing of some eyes. That's fun. And a drawing of a couple of ladies. So there you go. We actually had stuff in the pocket this time, you guys. Can you believe it? Alright. So there's that sketchbook. Let's switch over to the second one. Alrighty, guys. Here is the second sketchbook. Like I said, this is a sketchbook by Mono Kiro. This is an artist I follow on Instagram. I like their art a lot. It's very detailed. And so when I first got this, I was just staring at it because I was trying to look at all the details. It's got even more on the back. See? Mono Kiro, in case you guys want to buy their sketchbook. The paper was okay. I think maybe it might be more suited towards maybe watercolor. When I used alcohol markers, I didn't really like the way alcohol markers worked in it. But for like ink and stuff, it was fine. I don't really use a lot of watercolor because I hate watercolor. You guys know that. Sometimes I use watercolor pens, and when I use my watercolor pens in here, they work pretty well. So I would recommend it for that sort of thing. Not really for alcohol markers though. They blend weird, and you'll see that in here. But yeah, that's the back side. I don't know if their shop is still available with the whole tariffs in the U.S. thing going on. I don't know if they're able to ship to the U.S., but maybe they are. I don't know. It's been a while since I bought this. So you have to look on the website. But if you're interested in their art, I like it a lot. It's very cute. Very. There's just so much going on. You know what I mean? I love art that has a lot going on. I don't have the attention span to do that myself, but that's probably why I like looking at it so much, because I'm like, there's so much stuff. Alrighty. So I started this one on April 23rd, 2025, and I finished it July 27th, 2025. So about another 3 months. Skip the first page because it's like that weird stuck together thing. So first page both of these are redraws that I did. I don't know what year it was, but I tried to do Goretober like 5 or 6 years ago. And so these are the sketches that I did. I think this one was for Candy Gore, and this one was for like Brutal or something. I don't exactly remember what the prompts were, but for Candy Gore I wanted to draw, Candy Gore just means like pastel sort of gore. So it's like, it's not like actual candy, it's more like bright colors and stuff to like offset like the horror of like blood and guts and shit. But I was like, what if it was actually candy? So I wanted to draw a clown as a piñata, and I didn't end up finishing it, which is probably a good thing because, like I said, this paper is not really great for alcohol markers. But I might end up finishing it later. I just didn't end up doing it because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with her hair. But I still really like the concept. This is a guy, and he's like a fighter. I didn't end up finishing this one either, but he's supposed to be bloody and stuff because he's kind of like punch drunk. But I feel like his hands are like way too big, but that's okay. This is a volleyball AU. This sketchbook is very small, so I feel like I couldn't. I left this page blank because I was going to go back and color it with markers, but I never did. So yeah, I could have had more space to do the volleyball AU stuff, but I was trying to plan ahead, and there wasn't enough space. So yeah, this is college volleyball, by the way. They're not in high school. So more than volume, but with cricket and Kamau. Drawing of Kamau, and then I wanted to do an alcohol marker drawing of Kamau. As you can see, the alcohol marker feathers in a really weird way, and when I was trying to blend it, it spreads really weird. So I didn't end up doing a lot of blending. I still like this drawing though, just because once I was coloring it in, it made him look like really sickly. So I was like, okay, I'll just add some sweat so that way he actually does look like he's like actually sick. And I like it a lot. I wanted to differentiate some of my OCs because I felt like Hope and Umar and Kamau looked too similar. I realize now they kind of don't look super similar, but I still wanted to change Umar's eyes. So this is me changing his face a little bit. Just his eye shape. And that's him and Kira interacting because Umar is one of Kira and Nick's subordinates. More romantic experimentation, I guess. So the couples for Nick and Kira's story are Nick and Kira, and then their subordinates become couples. And so technically it's supposed to be Umar and Lex, but I was like, but what if Lex and Tulio kissed? And so I drew them kissing. And I won't tell you guys my opinion on that one because I have plans for that. Anyway, I also thought that Lex and Scum might look too similar, and so I just shortened Lex's bangs and made her eyes more ovals rather than circles. And I changed the shape of her mouth so that it's more flat, while Scum has a bit more of a cat-shaped mouth. And so I feel like that makes them look different enough. Oh, and the shape of their face too. She's also supposed to have a bit more of an oval face, and she has her face is supposed to be more round. Just some little bodies. This is Katsuo and Duke when they were in high school. So this is kind of changed now because it's a different sort of story. But initially, when they were in the college version of the story, Katsuo and Duke knew each other from high school because Duke was Katsuo's bully. And so this is him bullying that guy. But he had a crush on him. But he didn't really bully him too hard. So, and anyway, I kind of got rid of that plot line anyway. Kind of. They're not really too much bullies anymore because I guess it's kind of fucked up. So it's a bit more like two rival groups in high school. Because they're from a small town now, so everybody has to be around each other all the time. But they did butt heads a bit more. Not really Katsuo too much, because Katsuo's just a nice guy. But, like, Duke was like, what am I supposed to do with all these feelings? So, yeah. But, yeah, this is instead of him being his bully, they ended up becoming childhood friends. So this is a childhood friends AU. So they were friends in high school, and they go to college together. And I thought that was really cute. Drawings of Superman. This was not when Superman came out. Like I said, I finished this one in July, so I think it was before Superman came out. I did watch the Superman movie, and I did like it, but that's not what inspired these drawings. And I don't like them very much anyway. I tried to draw Clark Kent, but it turned out ass. And I tried to draw Bruce Wayne, and it turned out ass. So, yeah, some drawings of Kira. Just because it's been a while since I've drawn her, and I love her. More drawings of Kira. I think I was feeling kind of burnt out, because whenever I don't know what to draw, I draw Kira, and also if I don't know what to draw, I draw Hope, so some drawings of Hope. I really struggle with the size of the sketchbook. It's so very little. It's almost as big as my hand, you guys, and I have very small hands, okay? It's a very tiny sketchbook for me. Some drawings of Deadpool and Spider-Man, because I was in a Deadpool and Spider-Man mood, and so I drew more as Deadpool and Spider-Man. I wanted to figure out what I wanted Spider-Man's suit to look like, and I never really liked his belt, and I feel like that's probably controversial to say. People are like, Ian, he needs the belt. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. Well, he probably does. I think he's supposed to have, like, stuff in it, in the belt, or it's, like, under his suit. I don't know. Spider-Man has a lot of shit, right? So he, like, keeps maybe some web cartridges in there, but I really don't like the design of the belt. I think it looks kind of silly, so I just got rid of it. And then I just gave him some fingerless glove type things, and I have, like, this drawing. They're, like, stirrups for his boots, kind of. And it's like, they really don't need to look like that, but I felt like maybe it would make him look more like a dancer. And I kind of want him to look sort of kind of graceful. I know Ghost Spider or Spider Gwen or whatever you want to call her is a ballerina. I didn't want the ballerina shoes. I don't know. I just feel like Spider-Man should be kind of elegant. Because spiders are kind of elegant. So I wanted something that made him look like a little bit like a dancer. And I just like the way the cutouts look, honestly. And this is a drawing of Deadpool. All I did, I just gave him a hood. Just because I like hoods. And I thought it would fit his personality. Drawing, this is just a little comic of Deadpool and Spider-Man talking about the hood that he has and how the design of it's kind of stupid. um, and this is based off of an idea I had because when I drew my Spider-Splinter, I gave her a hood, and I was like, well, the hood's kind of stupid because if you wear a hood, someone could grab it and just like choke you out with it, just like yank you. And so this is just like a play off of that where he's like, Spider-Man's like, can't someone grab you by the hood? And Deadpool's like, no, it has snap, so if you pull it, it like comes off. And he's like, yeah, it's really good. And so it shows him being caught by the hood on like a tree branch on top of like a cliff. And then he's like, ooh, I'm safe because my hood is on this tree branch. And then it snaps and then he falls to his presumed death. Anyway, I feel like that was a very Deadpool joke. Some more Deadpool and Spider-Man. Drawing of Scum. I tried to draw Peter Parker, but I hate that one. This is a redraw of a girl I did a long time ago where she's like a sheep lady, but she's supposed to be wearing a shirt, and I was like, what if I change the shirt to a towel? And so instead of the random sweat she has, it's supposed to be like water when she comes out of the shower. I don't really like this one because I couldn't really blend too much with markers on this paper, but it's not the worst. I like it. I like her face a lot. The rest of it not so much. I know female sheep don't have horns, but that's okay. This female sheep has horns. It's a bunny outfit, you guys. Are you surprised that you saw one in here? This is kind of a redraw, but also not really, of Hope in a bunny outfit. The original drawing of Hope, he's like kind of got like his hands in front of him, and he's like holding like I don't know what it's called, the tray for like bringing food, and he's like, how may I help you, dear customer? But I kind of wanted to give him a little bit more attitude, so he's like, how may I help you, dear customer? But he looks like he's like, I really don't give a shit. I thought that was more fun. And you know what? I like it. I mean, his waist, phew, tiny, teeny tiny. But honestly, I kind of like that look. More drawings of Deadpool. These are actually technically comic panel redraws, but very lazy ones. From a Deadpool comic that I have like this omnibus of Deadpool comics, and this is the one with Spider-Man and Hitmonkey in it. Because I wanted to draw Deadpool and Spider-Man, and so I was like, I have the reference right there. So. These ones are also from that same comic. So, some more little Spider-Man doodles. And then I wanted to draw what Peter Parker looked like in there while he's like making those expressions as Spider-Man. But I don't really like any of them. I kind of like this one though. I do end up doing more Spider-Man doodles / Peter Parker doodles, and I kind of go with this design. Some Wolverines. Don't really like any of them. I mean, this guy looks cute, but he's too pretty, as I said. Like, Wolverine does not look like that. Wolverine should be a scraggly little man. So that guy is too cute. This one is kind of better, but I still really like it. More Deadpool and Spider-Man. Some one-off drawings. I really like her. I think she's really cute. I don't know why she's an elf, but I really like her hair and her face. Figure studies. I would turn the page because it's supposed to be someone laying down and like doing weird poses, but I'm not gonna. Some more little bodies. Count how many buddy outfits are in this video, you guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, Deadpool in a buddy outfit. I thought maybe there would be like some official drawings of Deadpool in a buddy outfit, and honestly I couldn't find any. I could only find like fan ones, and I'm like, what the fuck? I feel like bunny outfit is like Deadpool's bread and butter. I think like he would love that shit. So get on it. So yeah, Deadpool in a bunny outfit. Kind of Spider-Man in a bunny outfit, but never ended up drawing the ears, so it just looks like he's in a weird outfit. I don't know. Some drawings of OC Hope, just different facial expressions. I brought out the puke markers again, and they work pretty okay on this paper. I did bring out the puke markers earlier. I just didn't mention them when I was doing the Spider-Man drawings. Some of those were alcohol markers, but some of them were also the watercolor ones. I really like this drawing. I don't know why. I just like his face. More Spider-Man and Deadpool, but technically this is more of Peter Parker and Wade Wilson because they're outside of their suits. So this is my Peter Parker. That's what he looks like currently. I like the hair being all the way pushed back kind of look. This is him doing some science. And just Deadpool being like, I didn't know Spider-Man was so cute. And then I wanted to do some more with Deadpool as Wade Wilson, but I wanted to do yellow and red, and I didn't really like the combination as much as the blue and the red, so I gave up on that. This is drawing of a guy. Very vague, but this is Julian, and he's a detective / cop. And I don't know what universe I want to put him in yet because I have two universes that have cops. So I have Trash, Dirt, and Scum, who are serial killers. And so the cops are always looking for them because they're serial killers. They don't know who they are specifically, but every time a detective finds out who they are and confronts them, they kind of get killed. So I really don't want that to happen to him because I think he's kind of cute. And I don't really want to kill him off. He would either be like the partner of like some overzealous cop who's like trying to find them, and he's always like, yeah, don't go looking for those guys. They're going to kill you. Or I want him to be a crooked cop that works for Nick and Kira, like a cop that's owned by the mafia. And so I really don't know what to do with him yet. But I like him. I think he's cute. Some more drawings of Trash. I changed his hair a little bit. Before it was all brown, and he's supposed to be based off of a raccoon. So I gave him a split dye, just so that way it gives a little bit more raccoon. Because before, the only thing that was really raccoon about him was that his name was Trash, and he ate people. Raccoons don't eat people, but they're like scavengers, so they'll eat whatever. And then also he had pointy teeth. And I was like, that's not enough. So I wanted him to look a little bit more like a raccoon. So the top hair, the part of his hair is still like that light brown, but the bottom part is black. And this is a drawing of Scum. You guys know Scum. More drawings of him with his new hair. And honestly, I like him a lot now. I think he's so cute. And then some more drawings of Scum. And then I drew Dirt. But honestly, you guys, I think I need to rework Dirt a little bit. Because now that I have Trash with his cute haircut, with his cute split dye, his new eyebrows, I'm like, I really don't care for Dirt as much, which is kind of fucked up because Dirt is technically supposed to be the main character of the story, and then Trash and Scum are like technically side characters because it's supposed to be about like Dirt going off and finding out who killed his sister or whatever. And so that's why he's going around killing other people who kill people because of someone killed his sister. And so eventually, if he finds the right murderer, he'll be able to kill the guy who killed his sister. But I just don't like him enough to draw him yet. So I have to figure him out a little bit more. More Trash and Dirt, and then just Trash is asking for a kiss. Listen, you guys. I know I said it doesn't work, and it doesn't, but I'm still gonna try. Okay, so they kiss right there. Some drawings of Kira. This is actually a drawing of Yaya. I introduced her in a previous sketchbook, and then I never drew her again. So I was like, let me draw Yaya real quick. So I drew her. And I didn't draw her at all in this book. I drew her in my next sketchbook, though. But only once. Well, I guess like 2 times. 2 small doodles of her. She's also part of Nick and Kira's story. She's part of our rival mafia family. More drawings of Kira. More drawings of Kira. Just trying to fill out the sketchbook. More Kira. When I don't know what to draw, I draw Kira. Or Hope, you guys. Little marker drawing of Kira. Little marker drawing of Nick, except his hair is wrong because I forgot how to draw his hair because I have not drawn him in so long. Some drawings of Umar. Just some expressions. I wanted to draw some drawings of Tulio because I never draw Tulio, but I hate all of these. I don't like even one of them. Some more expressions, but these are for Scum. Some expressions for Trash. I was boring ass because that's Nick. That's what he looks like. And I was trying to draw some different ones, and I don't like them. I was going to redraw this Summertime Medusa that I have, but I wanted to give her a little bit more expression, and I never ended up drawing any of those new drawings. I just went ahead and did the thumbnail doodles. Some drawings of Dirt, trying to make myself like him a little bit more. I just made his hair a little bit longer. And honestly, you guys, I did like it, but not enough to keep drawing him. So this was the expression fades that I was going to do for his face, but I never finished it because I didn't like him. Drawing of Scum. Drawing of Trash, I didn't finish. Blank page because I was going to draw Dirt, and I never did. Little faces. I was sick of the sketchbook, so I'm just going to fill it up with some random shit. These are just some ink drawings that I did, and I absolutely hate. Another ink drawing. This one is of Scum, which I like a little bit more because it's Scum, but I don't think it's a good drawing. Drawing of Dirt. Not Dirt. Drawing of Trash. I like this one, but not very much. Drawing of Dirt, but I don't like it at all. Just a little alcohol marker of a random guy. Another alcohol drawing of a random guy. I like this guy, though. I like how he's kind of angry. Drawing of another guy. He kind of looks like my OC Emerson, but it's not supposed to be Emerson. Little line drawing, just of a girl. Random bullshit, I guess. Drawing of a face. Drawing of some eyes. It gets really bare bones back here, you guys. I'm sorry. Some little faces. Just to fill out the fucking sketchbook because I'm sick of the damn thing. Da-da-da-da. Another face. Some more faces. And then a beautiful masterpiece drawing by my niece. I didn't know where I put all her paper. She came to visit and she wanted to draw, and so I was like, okay, here you go. And then she drew all over this, and it's beautiful. But then eventually I got her own coloring pages, so that way she would stop trying to steal like my expensive markers. I'm like, girl, you are 2 years old. Okay, you can't have Copic markers. Anyway, that's the end of that sketchbook, you guys. Alrighty, so we're kind of at the end of the video. I said I would talk about where I've been. To truth be told, I haven't really been anywhere. I just haven't really been drawing. So I kind of really don't have any content to show you guys because it's been so hard for me to get my motivation back to draw. I'm slightly getting it back now. But for a while I was like going days and days and days without drawing. Like I've been keeping track in my, I guess it's a journal, I guess. But every day I write if I drew or not, and for like a long time it'd be like I go a week without drawing, I draw one small doodle, then I go another week without drawing. Like I really just have not been drawing, and so I haven't really had anything to show you guys. It's not that I don't want to, but every time I draw, every time I feel motivated to draw, I draw like a couple of lines, and then like all of my motivation just gets sapped away. And so I really don't know when I'm going to make another video for you guys, unfortunately. I really do want to get back into making videos. I really do. I really like making videos for you guys. I really like to draw, but it's been really hard lately. So yeah, I'm sorry it's not like a better excuse. It's just lack of, I don't know, lack of, not even motivation, because it's like, I don't know, because I've been feeling okay about life and stuff. Like life is going pretty well. Stuff's been pretty good. Like I haven't had any really changes in my life or anything. I just don't know, for some reason about art I just haven't been able to do it. So yeah, so I don't know when the next time I'm gonna make a video for you guys is, but I can just go ahead and show you my current sketchbook. There's not really much in it. I started it at the end of July and I haven't even gotten halfway through it. If it was doing it at my normal speed, I would have finished it by the end of this month, but it's nowhere near close. But I'll show it to you guys anyway. So this is my current sketchbook. This is an Elo sketchbook, or Elo sketchbook, or however you want to say it. I really wanted to get back into a bigger sketchbook. Like I said, those other two were too small for me. Whenever I finish the sketchbook, I'm like, I need to switch it up. I need a bigger one, or I need to switch it up. I need a smaller one. So currently we're bouncing back to a bigger one. So this is a 10 by 10 sketchbook. And like I said, I haven't really filled it up too much. But we can go through it a little bit. I'll talk more about the stickers when I do a full sketchbook tour of this one. But like I said, I started this one in July. So it's been about 2 months. If I was doing my regular pace, I would finish this one probably by the end of next month. But like I said, if you can look at the pages, I've only done about this much. And I have a lot left, as you can see. So that's not going to happen, but that's okay. Skip the first page because it's kind of stuck together to this other one. But I'm trying to figure out how I want Nick to look because I'm not really satisfied with his appearance. So I tried to do this one and I sort of kind of hate it, and I still don't know what to do. But I just redrew a comic that I did a long time ago, like one of my first comics with Nick and Kira. So yeah, it's just some doodles of them. Still trying to figure out how I want him to look. This one, I don't like it. This one, also don't like it. I got some new markers and some new pens, so I'm testing them out here. Quick little drawing of Scum, quick little drawing of Junebug. I was trying to test out the new markers, and I thought that this pink was a lot more skin tone colored, but it turns out it is not. It's very, very, very pink, unfortunately. So it kind of looks weird, but that's okay. Just a drawing of a lady. I just wanted to draw her. I thought she was cute, so I just drew her. I drew her a couple times. Some more drawings of Junebug. Just want to do a little redraw of that Kira. Anxiety from Sandersides. I was watching Sandersides, and I wanted to draw some of the characters, so I drew Anxiety. I drew Morality. This is going to be Logic's page, and then I have pages set aside for Princey, the Duke, and for Deceit, but I just haven't gotten around to doing them yet. Me trying again with my persona. Not really. I'm not getting it, you guys. I'm trying to figure it out. More Anxiety, just some one-off drawings of Scum, and then another Kira, just a random lady right there. Some other OCs that I have, like I said, this is Yaya. That's Genesis, and then that's Aaron. I think I like them. I like these drawings. I think they're pretty cute. These are just some. I finally bit that bullet and I bought some midliners, even though I'm not supposed to buy new art supplies. And I was like, I'm never gonna use midliners, you guys. I don't really like highlighters. and I feel like they're kind of overrated. And I bought them, and you know what? I would say they're pretty overrated. I'm like, they're just like regular markers, you guys. I don't get it. But some of the colors do fit some of my pens, and so I do like to color coordinate stuff like that. So I don't hate them, but I don't think that they're the best highlighters ever. I don't know. So yeah. I got some new pens, and so I was like, I'm gonna make myself like my persona, and so I used my persona to test out these pens that I got. If you wanted to add another one to the bunny person tally, you can go ahead and add them on there, right there. Just some other drawings. Even more for the bunny person tally. Some more hopes. I got even more pens because after I broke that no new art supplies rule, I just kept breaking it. So I bought more pens to fill the void of sadness for not drawing. But yeah, I bought more pens, unfortunately. And so I was testing out those pens with my OC, Hope. Some more of those OCs that I said were nameless, but some of these origin OCs I just wanted to draw them being cute together. This drawing kind of sucks because he's way too tall and she's way too short. But yeah, I bought even more pens. God damn it. These are fountain pens, and so I wanted to test them out again with my OC, Hope. And then I wanted to draw. I haven't really a lot of trouble trying to draw this persona digitally, so that way I can make like reaction faces and stuff. So I was like, I'll just sketch them out traditionally. But then I stopped doing that. Anyway, you guys, that's the end of that sketchbook tour. That's all I've done so far. Hopefully I'll have a video for you guys soon, but I make no promises because even making this video was kind of hard for me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to come back, and I'm trying my best. Okay, I'm trying my best, but it's hard. I don't know why, but it is hard. Anyway, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I'll go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye.